Temujin, also known as Genghis Khan, was the first great Khan of the Mongolian Empire. He was an impressive military strategist and a merciless ruler. On 1162, August 18th, Temujin was born in present-day Mongolia, at a location now known as Dalun Boldog. Though the exact location of his birthplace is unknown, it is widely believed that this was the site of his birthplace. Temujin had quite a large family. Temujin had three brothers, Hasar, Hachiyun, and Temujay, one sister, Temulen, and two half-brothers, Bektar and Balguti. The nomadic way of life is difficult, especially in Mongolia. Temujin's father, Yasugi, arranged the marriage for Temujin. He was to be married to his future wife Borte of the tribe Kongarad. At the age of 9, he would live serving the head of his future wife's household until the marriageable age of 12.
At a small yurt to eat and rest. The family hosting them had a young daughter named Borte. The children seemed to get along, and after some negotiation, Yasuge arranged for Temujin to work for the family for several years as a sort of dowry. By the time his service was complete, the children would be old enough to marry. Thus, Temujin was betrothed to Borte, and his father left him behind to return to his wives and other children. Along the way back, Yasuge came across a group of warriors celebrating a feast. As he sat down to join them, one of them recognized him as the man who had killed their comrade, Temujin, the man Yasuge had named his son after. To exact revenge, they secretly poisoned his food. The poison didn't kill him immediately. He survived long enough to stagger home to his camp. His family realized the end was near and sent a messenger to summon Temujin, but they were too late. By the time Temujin returned, his father had died. Without anyone to provide for them, the 2 wives and 7 children Yasuge left behind were forced to fend for themselves. As their tribe abandoned them, Olun mounted a horse and mile after mile followed them, holding her husband's horsehair spirit banner aloft to remind them of the service he'd done. An old man took pity on them and spoke up, saying that the band should be ashamed of abandoning the family of a warrior. That moment forever changed Temujin, because, for his kindness, the old man was run through with a spear. Temujin was devastated. This tragic event marked the beginning of a long, harsh road that would eventually turn this young boy into Genghis Khan.
Bektar married his father's wife. This infuriated Temujin, as well as his brother Hasar. Later on, Temujin and Hasar killed Bektar out of hatred. Bektar, Temujin's other half-brother, was later on killed by Temujin because he had hid and stolen food from his family after a hunt. Genghis Khan created Mongolia. He brought tribes together through diplomacy and by force, which created a strong country founded by warriors and skilled fighters, though these wars could sometimes lead to a very high casualty count. For instance, Mongolia is estimated to have dropped the population of Persia from 2.5 million to a mere 250,000 after an invasion. Although considered merciless in his battles, he still spared lives of those who were innocent, and those who still offered value to the country of Mongolia. Soon enough, the quality of life in Mongolia skyrocketed and became a very wealthy country. Genghis Khan went from leading a tribe to quickly forming one of the strongest empires the world has ever seen. With its own unique Mongolian-style democracy, Genghis Khan employed a culturally and ethnic diverse system which allowed members to pledge loyalty to Mongolia and be given an opportunity to improve and rise above the ranks. During wars, Genghis Khan killed off nobles and those with political power to prevent rebellions. Genghis Khan pillaged and looted conquered lands and battle sites, splitting the bounty fairly and even leaving some for the widowed and the orphaned. Bringing back people with valuable skills, Mongolia flourished and benefited greatly from those captured. Through power and force, Genghis Khan also later controlled the Silk Road, which is a trading route for major cities from Europe to Asia. After doing a fair bit of research on Genghis Khan, my feelings towards his achievements left me confused in regards to whether or not his actions were justified by the urge to create a better Mongolia. At times, he was unreasonably merciless. and could have easily spared many, many lives. After thinking about it for a while, my mind always goes back to the 2.5 million Persian population statistic. Genghis Khan has always intrigued me. I've heard stories of him as a child, stories of his sweeping victories and brutal tactics. I've always had an interest in knowing why Temujin was considered the Great Khan. Living in a time and area which was heavily undocumented, Temujin's story has moments in which information is stated as adamant truths. I wondered throughout my research where all this information came from, and it all goes back to this. The Secret History of the Mongols, the oldest surviving literary work in the Mongolian language. It was written for the Mongol royal family sometime after the death of Genghis Khan in 1227.